So welcome to the 6 launch pillars. Pillars 2 and 3, customer and offer. So you've got your idea, but you have no idea what it's going to look like. And that's where these pillars come in. So why do we first look at customer and then look at the offer? Well, it's because who you want to help will shape how you help them. So if your idea was, I want to help straighten people's teeth. If you are just doing that for kids, well, then the parents are the ones who actually pay for the braces. So you make something that's reliable and relatively cheap. And so that's where you get the metal train track style braces. But if you try and sell those kind of braces to the parents themselves, they're going to look at you like you're crazy, right? But the thing is, for the parents, their appearance matters way more. They don't care that their kids don't like how it look, but for them, they're not going to go into work with a mouthful of metal. So for the parents, you need to design a different solution. So when you take the same idea, but you have to apply that idea to a different customer, you end up with a different product. And so in that situation, you get something like Invisalign, which are the removable clear teeth straighteners that you can buy. That's why you look at customer first and then offer. But how do we actually do it? So going back to B2B, you want to look at businesses that you understand and that you know well. So that could be where you worked. So if you were an accountant that worked in an accountancy firm and you worked with healthcare companies, you could either start an accounting firm that works with healthcare companies or just some sort of other service that you can provide to accounting firms. But on the other hand, say you worked in HR or finance in the accountancy firm, you could then start a HR or a finance business for accounting firms. Or if you had enough understanding around the customers, so in this case the healthcare companies, you could then work with those businesses instead. The point isn't to restrict yourself only to things that you have experience with. If for whatever reason you understand mechanic businesses really well, work with mechanic businesses. But the point is, we don't want to have to spend months or years just doing research or gaining experience in these different industries. We want to be able to hit the ground running and start today. So just go with what you know. Easiest to start with where you've experienced things, but if for whatever reason you know something else really well, go with that. So that's how you find your customer for B2B. But what about B2C? This one's even easier, and it's just go with you. So back before you had this transformation or this big result, what were you like? So if we talk about you want to help people lose weight, for example, that's great, but that's way too generic. So what was specific about you when you started to lose weight? Was it that you had a really demanding job where you were working 70, 80 hours a week? And so that's who you would then try and work with, the people who have basically no free time. How can they lose weight? Were you dealing with a busy home situation, right? So you're a mother dealing with 3 kids. Again, that would then be the people that you try and help. So what was different, specific, or unique about you when you started the transformation that sort of added to the difficulty and the journey that you then had to go through? Those will be the people that will become your customers. And the reason we go with them, same as B2B, is because we understand them very well. If for whatever reason that's difficult, then just be very simple. Just go man or woman, and then pick a 5 to 10 year age range. So 18 to 25, 25 to 35, just pick an age range, man or woman, and then that will be the start of your customer base. Why do we even care about picking customers? The reason we care is because you want to speak to someone very specifically. You want them to know that whatever you're offering is for them. And the only way to do that is to actually know who you're speaking to. So if you think about it, if someone asked you to buy a birthday gift for your best friend, that would be quite easy because you know a lot about them and you only have to buy a gift for one person. If on the other hand, you were asked to buy a gift for all of the men in your family, not only would that be very hard because you don't know all of them super well, but trying to make that many people happy with one gift, very tough. So we want to make a very specific solution for one type of person that will make them as happy as you giving your best friend a gift, especially for them. So go with what you know, and there you have your customer. Now moving on to the offer. So the offer is very easy once you have your customer, because all you need to do is think about what problems do they have related to my idea and how can I solve them. So to get you started, you just think of what are the top 3 problems that this person faces in relation to my idea and what would the solutions be for that. Going back to one of the B2B examples we talked about, what would be the top 3 problems that an accountancy firm would face in relation to HR related things? So that could be people, processes, anything that comes under HR. what are the top 3 problems? And so you might be thinking, well, what do you mean top 3? Essentially, what are the most painful, right? What are the biggest, most painful problems? Start there. Once you have solutions for that, that's your offer. You have a specific person and a specific product just for them. And in the B2C example, going back to the people who work a lot and want to lose weight, what about them not having any time makes things super difficult? And so that you might come up with ways so that they can eat healthily without having to spend a lot of time preparing food, or ways that they can get their workouts in even though they're on a time crunch. Whatever problems from your own experience you think are the biggest problems, those will be the ones that you build solutions for first. Now, you could stop with 3, but the more problems you solve, the more valuable your offer becomes, right? If you can convince someone that you solve every problem that they would have in relation to your idea, it becomes really easy to sell to them. But if you want, just start with 3 for now, and that will get the ball rolling.